Welcome to the world of science fiction stories, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe my channel. Enjoy the listening. Aliens laughed at Earth's manners. Until they saw our war machines. The deception of diplomacy, the grand chamber of the Galactic Federation hummed with the murmurs of over 30 different species. Ambassador Alina Volov stood calmly at the center of the diplomatic platform, her posture relaxed despite the tension radiating through the massive hall. The Federation Council looked down upon her from their elevated positions, most with expressions ranging from dismissive to contemptuous. The human petition for full membership status is denied, High Counselor Drex announced, his scaled face betraying no emotion. Earth will remain a protectorate species for another standard cycle. Your technological development remains insufficient. Alina bowed slightly, the picture of diplomatic deference. We understand, High Counselor. Earth thanks the Federation for its continued guidance. As she left the chamber, Alina maintained her humble demeanor, until she reached the secure human embassy suite. Once inside, her expression transformed, the mask of submission fell away to reveal cold calculation. She pressed her palm against a hidden scanner, and the wall shifted to reveal a communications array far more advanced than anything the Federation believed humans possessed. Volov reporting, she said. The Council rejected our petition again. Admiral Sarah Chen's hologram materialized, her military uniform crisp despite being projected across 20 light-years of space. Expected, but still disappointing, Chen replied. They continue to believe our act, 3 years of playing technological infants. Alina sighed. How much longer before we can drop this charade? Soon, Sarah replied, her eyes revealing nothing. Defense Grid Epsilon is nearly operational. Once it's complete, we'll have coverage across all human territories. For now, continue to appear grateful for their protection. The Admiral's hologram flickered as she accessed additional data. The Federation inspectors are scheduled to visit Mars colony tomorrow. Make sure they only see what we want them to see, the usual song and dance. Alina nodded. As she thought of struggling terraforming equipment, basic medical facilities, and outdated propulsion systems, she smiled imperceptibly. Exactly. Let them continue believing we're barely managing interplanetary travel. Later that day, Alina sat across from Coral, the Vesperian diplomat who served as her Federation liaison. His insectoid features remained largely unreadable to most humans, but Alina had been trained to recognize the subtle shifts in his antenna positioning that signaled amusement. Your people continue to impress me with their resilience, Sorrel chittered, mandibles clicking as he sipped his nutrient solution. Despite your technological limitations, you've established functional colonies throughout your solar system. Alina returned a practiced smile, projecting just the right amount of pride mixed with humility. We're determined, if nothing else, a commendable trait. Thorol agreed. Though I must admit, I sometimes wonder why your species seems to advance so slowly compared to historical records of your development. Your transition from atmospheric flight to basic space travel was remarkably quick, yet you've stagnated since joining the Federation. Alina had been prepared for this question. Perhaps we've been too focused on learning from our new galactic neighbors rather than pushing our own innovation. Plus, adapting to Federation standards required redirecting much of our research. Thal's antenna twitched in what Alina recognized as skepticism, but he didn't press further. The Draceri representatives have requested a tour of your orbital defense platforms tomorrow. They're quite interested in how you manage with such primitive shielding technology. We'd be honored to demonstrate our humble defenses, Alina replied, making a mental note to alert Earth's Defense Command to prepare the decoy platforms. 3 days later, Admiral Chen stood in the secure underground command center beneath the Pacific Ocean. The vast chamber housed the true nerve center of Earth's defense network, a system whose existence remained unknown to the Federation. Holographic displays showed the positions of every Federation vessel within 50 light-years of Sol. Status report, she demanded. General Takashi Yamamoto stepped forward. Operation Masquerade proceeding as planned. The Federation inspection team viewed our decoy defense platforms yesterday. They left satisfied that our technology remains at least 50 years behind current galactic standards, and Project Prometheus is ready for deployment at your command, Admiral. The nanite swarms have been distributed throughout all Federation communication hubs in our sector. Once activated, they'll provide us complete access to their secure channels while remaining undetectable. Sarah nodded, studying the tactical display that revealed hidden shipyards in the asteroid belt, cloaked defense platforms throughout the solar system, and stealth reconnaissance probes monitoring every Federation world within reach. And our new allies? The Zelda representatives have confirmed their support, Yamamoto reported. They've suffered under Federation dominance even longer than we've pretended to. Sarah allowed herself a small smile. Humanity had been playing a dangerous game since first contact with the Galactic Federation 15 years ago. When they discovered that new species were typically exploited and controlled for centuries before being granted true autonomy, they decided to hide their true capabilities. While the Federation believed Earth possessed barely enough technology for limited interplanetary travel, humanity had actually developed faster-than-light drives, matter-convergent technology, and advanced weapon systems decades before first contact. The deception had been maintained flawlessly, with only a select few Federation species, those similarly oppressed, aware of the truth. A communications officer called out, "We're receiving an emergency transmission from Outpost Hyperion." Sarah's expression darkened. Hyperion was one of their true technological facilities, disguised as a basic mining operation on Io. Its cover should have been unbreakable. The view screen displayed the panicked face of Commander Jackson. "Admiral, we've been compromised. Drasri warships just dropped out of FTL in orbit. They're claiming we're violating Federation protocols by developing restricted technologies. They're demanding immediate surrender." The transmission cut off as an explosion rocked the outpost. "Can the outpost defend itself without revealing our true capabilities?" Sarah asked. "Negative, Admiral," Yamamoto replied. "They'd need to activate the phase shields and graviton weaponry." Sarah closed her eyes briefly, weighing the decision that would change humanity's place in the galaxy forever. "Send the authorization code. Tell Hyperion to defend itself with all available means." Yamamoto said quietly, "This means the end of Operation Masquerade." "I know," Sarah replied. "It was always going to end eventually." Across the solar system, hidden facilities came alive. Defense platforms shed their camouflage fields, revealing sleek, advanced weapon systems. In the asteroid belt, massive hangar doors opened in what had appeared to be ordinary rocks, releasing ships that outclassed anything in the local Federation fleet. On Io, Commander Jackson received the authorization code and smiled grimly. "Activate defense grid, deploy all countermeasures." The Drasri ships continued their bombardment, expecting little resistance from what they believed was a primitive human outpost. Their sensors suddenly registered a massive energy surge from the surface. Before they could react, invisible shields snapped into place around the outpost, effortlessly absorbing their weapons' fire. "What is this?" the Drasri commander demanded. "Their technology can't." His words died as the primitive mining equipment on Io's surface reconfigured, transforming into advanced defense turrets that launched precisely targeted energy pulses. The lead Drasri ship's shields collapsed immediately, and its engines went offline. In the Federation Council chamber, alarms blared as emergency reports flooded in. High Counselor Dravex rushed to his command station, his scales paling as he processed the information. "Impossible," he whispered. "The humans can't have this technology." On the main view screen, a transmission from Earth appeared. Admiral Sarah Chen looked directly into the camera, her expression stern but composed. "Attention, Federation Council. This is Admiral Sarah Chen of Earth's Defense Command. For 15 years, we have peacefully endured your condescension and control while concealing our true capabilities. Today, that ends." The screen split to show Io, where the Drasri attack force had been completely neutralized, their ships now drifting powerless. Your attack on our Hyperion outpost was unprovoked, based on nothing more than suspicion that humans might be more advanced than they appeared. The ships have been disabled, not destroyed, as a demonstration of both our technological superiority and our restraint. Earth is hereby declaring independence from Federation oversight. We will no longer accept protectorate status or submit to your technological restrictions. Our representatives will arrive within 24 hours to negotiate new terms for our relationship. The transmission ended, leaving the council chamber in stunned silence. On Earth, Alina watched the events unfold from her embassy office. Her communicator chimed with a secure message from Admiral Chen. Operation Masquerade terminated. Begin Phase 2. Alina smiled as she reached for the hidden compartment in her desk. Inside lay a small device that would neutralize all Federation surveillance equipment throughout the embassy. For years, she had played the role of the humble diplomat from a technologically inferior species. Now, it was time to show the galaxy who humans really were. In the command center, Sarah watched reports streaming in from across the solar system. Every Federation vessel had been contained, their weapons and propulsion systems neutralized by targeted electromagnetic pulses Earth wasn't supposed to possess. All Federation personnel have been secured, General Yamamoto reported. Casualties minimal, most surrendered as soon as they realized what they were facing. Sarah nodded. Project Prometheus fully activated. We now have access to all Federation communications in this sector. Their nearest military response fleet is 10 light-years out and preparing to engage. Let them come. She said calmly, deploy the Artemis array throughout the outer solar system. Massive structures that had remained dormant and invisible activated, forming an interlocking network of defense and detection systems far beyond anything the Federation possessed. The game of pretending to be technologically inferior was over. Humanity had been holding back, not out of weakness, but because they understood what so many species in the galaxy have forgotten: sometimes the greatest power comes from being underestimated. The Federation was about to learn what happens when humans stop being polite. In the Federation Emergency Council, representatives from 27 spacefaring civilizations argued vehemently as reports continued flooding in. High Counselor Drex pounded his ceremonial staff against the chamber floor, the resonating boom finally bringing a semblance of order. The situation is unprecedented, he announced, his voice strained. Humans have concealed their true technological capability since first contact. Our intelligence agencies have utterly failed us. Admiral Korex of the Drazri Defense Force rose from his seat, his scaled face flushed with anger. My battle group was disabled by technology that shouldn't exist. Human defenses neutralized 3 of our most advanced warships without destroying them, a precision we ourselves cannot achieve. General Carrot of the Selder Confederation interrupted. But why they hid their capabilities for so long? Unbeknownst to most present, the Selder had been secret allies with Earth for years, Alina later explained. Fellow victims of Federation exploitation who recognized kindred spirits in the humans. They were studying us just as we studied them. Before further speculation could continue, the chamber's communication system activated. The large central hologram displayed Admiral Sarah Chen, now dressed in Earth's true military uniform, sleek, advanced, bearing insignia that none in the Federation had seen before. Counselors, she greeted calmly. I trust you've had time to process the initial demonstration of Earth's capabilities. Dravek stepped forward. This deception is unprecedented, Admiral. The Federation cannot allow. The Federation is not in a position to allow anything, Sarah interrupted, her voice steel beneath silk. Your response fleet approaching Sol has been intercepted and disabled. None of your vessels were destroyed, and all crews are unharmed. They are being returned to Federation space under autopilot. The chamber erupted into chaos again as reports confirmed her statement. Admiral Korex sputtered, that fleet included our newest dreadnought, its defense systems are impenetrable. Clearly not, Sarah replied evenly. Now, shall we discuss the new reality, or would you prefer another demonstration in a secure facility beneath Geneva? On board the flagship EDS Prometheus, once disguised as a simple ore processing facility in the asteroid belt, representatives from all Federation species gathered in neutral space. As they were escorted through its corridors, many could not hide their astonishment at the technology on display: artificial gravity that operated without visible machinery, gravimetric shielding bulbs woven into the hull, and neural interface command consoles that responded instantly to thought. Ambassador Alina Volov, her diplomatic demeanor unchanged despite the radically altered power dynamic, briefed the Joint Chiefs of Earth Defense. Operation Prometheus has given us complete access to their communications, she explained, pointing to a holographic map of Federation territories now under surveillance. Their leadership is in disarray. Most species are demanding explanations from the High Council about how humans could have concealed such advanced technology. General Mohammed Al-Farzi nodded in satisfaction. And the Federation response? They're preparing to send a diplomatic envoy rather than risk another military confrontation, Alina reported. Our demonstration has achieved its purpose, and our allies have asked for terms. Admiral Kaido Nakamura of the Selder had publicly declared their alliance with Earth. Alina continued, the Tellarides and Dorvan Collective are expected to follow within hours. Meanwhile, in Federation space, an unmarked human vessel approached the massive orbital research station designated Pinnacle 7. Unlike the ships the Federation believed humans possessed, this craft was virtually undetectable, covered in metamaterials that absorbed scanner signals rather than reflecting them. Inside, Commander Marcus Cruz led a team of 12 Special Operations personnel through final equipment checks. Their combat suits, mistaken for simple environmental protection by any who might glimpse them, contained more computing power than most Federation warships. Remember, Marcus instructed. This is a precision extraction mission. The Federation has been developing quantum phase technology to bypass planetary defenses. Our task is to secure the research data and neutralize the facility without casualties. The ship docked with Pinnacle 7 using access codes obtained through Project Prometheus. Station security registered them as a routine maintenance crew, their true identities masked by sophisticated identity spoofing technology. In the central research hub, Dr. Ilana Wright interfaced with the station's computer core using neural implants the Federation didn't know humans possessed, allowing direct digital communication. "I'm in," she subvocalized. She began downloading the research data, revealing that these quantum phase torpedoes were specifically designed to penetrate Earth's defenses, proof they planned to attack all along. Yes, Marcus observed grimly. But they grossly underestimated what they'd be facing. As she completed the data transfer, Dr. Wright planted the Disciple virus throughout the station systems. Critical subsystems began shutting down in carefully orchestrated sequences, preventing any further research without causing life support failures. By the time the Federation realized what had happened, the human team was already departing, leaving behind no evidence of their presence except a single message on the main research terminal. We were watching. Back in the Federation Council chamber, the debate had turned from shocked outrage to fearful calculation. High Counselor Drex faced the human delegation with forced composure. Ambassador Alina Volov stood before them, her demeanor unchanged despite the radically altered power dynamic. Your deception violates the spirit of Federation membership, Drex argued, though his tone lacked conviction. Does it? Alina asked mildly. Your own records show that the Federation has systematically exploited new member species for centuries. The Selder provided rare minerals for 300 years before gaining voting rights. The Northern were relegated to agricultural production despite their advanced biology and chemistry. She stepped forward, her expression hardening. We studied your history thoroughly before first contact. We knew exactly what awaited a developing species like humanity. So we adapted. We played the role you expected, the humble newcomers, grateful for Federation guidance, while building hidden military installations throughout your territory. Admiral Korex accused, while preparing to defend ourselves from inevitable exploitation. Alina corrected him. Today's events have only confirmed what we suspected. The attack on Hyperion was unprovoked, based on nothing more than suspicion that humans might be more advanced. New footage has appeared showing the Pinnacle 7 research station. This facility was developing weapons specifically designed to penetrate Earth's defenses you believed were primitive and inadequate. The Council sat in uncomfortable silence as the implications settled over them. Humanity had not only concealed its technological advancement but had established an intelligence network sophisticated enough to monitor the Federation's most secure facilities. What does Earth want? Drakes finally asked, cutting to the heart of the matter. A rebalancing, Alina replied simply. The Federation was founded on principles of mutual benefit and progress, yet it has devolved into a hierarchy of exploitation. We propose a return to those original ideals. She activated her own holographic display, showing a new organizational structure for the Federation, equal representation for all member species, technology sharing rather than restriction, collaborative defense rather than centralized control. You're describing the dismantling of the current order, Science Director FRL observed. We're describing its evolution, Alina countered. The Federation can become what it claims to be, a true collaborative of species working together, or it can continue as an empire in disguise. The choice is yours. But be aware that Earth and our allies are prepared for either decision. In orbit around Mars, Admiral Sarachan watched the diplomatic proceedings with cautious optimism. The massive Earth defense fleet, hidden for years in underground hangars, asteroid bases, and dimensional pocket facilities, floated in formation around her flagship. Ships combined human innovation with design elements borrowed and improved from a dozen different species. Status report, she requested. All Federation monitoring satellites have been neutralized, her executive officer reported. Our stealth grid is maintaining complete coverage of the solar system. The quantum communication network is online, linking all Earth and Allied forces. Sarah nodded in satisfaction. For 15 years, humanity had played a dangerous game, appearing technologically inferior while secretly building the most advanced defense network in the sector. The risk had been enormous, but the alternative, immediate subjugation or conflict with the entire Federation, would have been worse. Her communications officer called out, "We're receiving a transmission from High Counselor Drex. The Council has voted to accept Earth's initial terms for negotiation." A small smile touched Sarah's lips. So they chose evolution over conflict, a wise decision.